Welcome to Ishkanah, Nightweaver. As far as opening hand goes, this is really clunky. We've got a lot of lands in the hand and a Gilded Lotus. But I'm afraid what's going to happen is we're going to mulligan. We're going to get down to like two swamps or something like that. Yeah, we just need more action. Yeah, let's go on mulligan. It'd be nice to keep on that one. Ooh, yep, there we go. All right, let's see if we can't hit a couple more lands. Ugh. All right, we'll keep on this one. Hopefully there's a land on. We're going to put Elves of Deep Shadow. That works for Grapple with the Past. Look at the top three. Sky Shroud Claim. Yeah, we'll put that on top. Yeah, we could have kept with those 6 lands in Gilded Lotus, but I mean, that would have been our mana base, but I don't know. I like to have a little bit more action in the hand, because if we just rip in a bunch of stuff like that, it's never that good. But luckily we did get into Elves of Deep Shadow, which kind of puts us on 2 mana. So we're going to go for Elves of Deep Shadow, tap out for green mana. And then anything else, we're going to pass turn to our opponent. We are playing Ishkanah, Graph Widow, Reach, Delirium. We have 4 more card types in the graveyard. She's going to enter the battlefield, create 3 1/2 green spider creature tokens with Reach. Draw the Swiftfoot Boots, not exactly what we want. Let's go and go for Grapple with the Past. See if we can't make the land drop for the turn. Tap out for that. Put the top 3 cards. Keep our fingers crossed we hit a land drop off of that. Come on, let's go. Let's go. All right, go Gary Rot Farm. I'll take it. A little clunky, but that'll work. All right. Bring that back to the hand. Let's go and play that. We're going to bounce a Command Tower back. There we go. And that'll put us online for a Sky Shroud Claim. We'll get down Swiftfoot Boots, and then slowly. We're actually sitting at 3 card types in the graveyard too, which is really good. We have 1 instant, we have 1 enchantment, and 1 sorcery. So all we need to do is get 1 land in the graveyard, and we'll be good to go for Ishkanah. All right, draw into Temple of Malady. It's going to be 1, 2. Yeah, we need to go for Sky Shroud Claim. Let's go and get Command Tower down. Let's go for Sky Shroud Claim. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Get those 2 force onto the battlefield. Probably going to grab 2 dual sources off of this one, and then we'll start working towards Ishkanah. And then we're going to go and pay 2 life on this one on Overgrown Tomb, because I'd like to go and get down Swiftfoot Boots if possible. It's going to be 1, 2. Get that down, and then anything else we're going to go and pass it. Look at that. Mulligan down to like 5 or something, or 4, and we've got 5 mana on turn 3. I'll take it. But yeah, we covered Ishkanah enters the battlefield. Get those 3 spider tokens with Delirium active. And then for a 7 mana activation, target opponent loses 1 life for each spider that you control. And draw into 4. So let's go and get down Temple of Malady. Let's get the scry going. The Scurry, the Fever. That's going to be Damnation on top. So our opponent got down Stone Cedar, untap target land. Do we want Damnation that bad? Yeah, let's go and put that on top. That's definitely a good card to have. Let's go and put Swiftfoot Boots onto Elves of Deep Shadow at this point right now, because there's really not much else that we can do. And then let's go and pass turn to our opponent. We're playing against Karametra, God of Harvest Moon. Indestructible, Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a forest or a plains card, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Now, I'm a big Harvest Moon fan. I've played Harvest Moon my entire life. Ever since I was a little kid, I started playing on Game Boy, and then Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. So I've been playing the series for a long time now. And whenever I play against Karametra, I'll do a little bit of Harvest Moon talking. I don't mind getting that going. My favorite Harvest Moon game was Friends of Mineral Town. I feel like that was peak Harvest Moon. That was really good. But then after Friends of Mineral Town, they kind of, at least the developers, they kind of started to shift to like a 3D perspective for Karametra. And I feel like current Pokemon games kind of suffer from that too. Of you have these games that have this real grindy element, and it just doesn't really work well when you shift it into like a 3D perspective sometimes. Like I just like that patina or that feel for the game's kind of lost, and that kind of happened to Harvest Moon. A lot of the new games that came out, I was really excited about it, but I don't know, there just wasn't a lot of, it just couldn't catch that same excitement that I grew up with it. And actually, let's get our turn going, draw into Damnation, and do we want to end up going for just to clear the board out? That Stone Cedar, I'm kind of worried about that generating a ton of mana, especially to get down Sage Lifecraft or 2, getting those tokens going. Should we wait till they get a few more stuff down? Now, if we do end up going for Damnation, that we'll put Delirium online for Ishkanah, which I kind of do like. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and go for Damnation. That's going to be 1, 2. Yeah, it may seem a little aggressive on this one, but that Stone Cedar out there, that's not a ton of fun to play again. Oh, we could have added, well, actually, it wouldn't have mattered. I was thinking we could add that mana to our mana pool with Elves of Deep Shadow to get down Ishkanah, but we're still sitting at 4 total mana anyway, so we'll get Damnation going. Okay, then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn our opponent. So we do have 4 card types in the graveyard. It'd be nice if we could get into something like Parallel Lives to get that down to really kind of amplify Ishkanah. But we are sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we get down Ishkanah, we're looking at looking about 10 activations off Ishkanah. We'll be good to go. Well, technically maybe about 8 because there's going to be 4 spiders to Ishkanah. So that's something that we can definitely start working towards getting that going. Yeah, I'm kind of glad we went for damnation. You can see how kind of busted Stone Cedar is with something like Oracle. They didn't have Oracle on the battlefield, but it's just something that it's such a powerful effect that they can get that going. And then we do see a Sun Titan on top of our opponent's library, so that we'll be able to grab something out of their graveyard. So we have to watch out for that too. All right, drawn to Tri-Builder. Let's do this. Let's go and go for Ishkanah. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then tap out for 1 more, and that'll still allow us to go and get down Tri-Builder to get an additional land going too. Now, do we want to go for Tri-Builder or do we want to get down Swiftfoot Boots? Our opponent has no white mana up at this point right now. Yeah, I feel a little bit safer going for Swiftfoot Boots. I think that'd be better. And another thing is our opponent does have Grand Abolisher on the battlefield, so we definitely need to keep that in mind. I can't tell you how many times where our opponent gets down Grand Abolisher and I forget that it's on there on the battlefield, and then I'm like, all right, next turn we're going to do this. Well, that'll really catch him off guard. And then I'm like, why can't we cast a spell? Oh, yeah, Grand Abolisher. Okay. All right, so we get Swiftfoot Boots onto Ishkanah. Do you want to swing in for a 3/5? Yeah, why not? Let's go and do that. Or actually, we'll be able to hold back both creatures if we wanted to. But then that's going to be, yeah, we'll go and do that. Let's go and swing in with Ishkanah. If we're going for spider activations, we may need to get as much damage as possible. And then if they want to actually tap out for Yavimaya Hollow, sure, that's fine. That's the mana that they're using on that. Okay, so we forced the activation off Yavimaya Hollow. But yeah, back to Harvest Moon. So I've really enjoyed Harvest Moon series my entire life. I'm trying to remember which one. I didn't actually start out with the Super Nintendo one. Let me try and pull the game up real quick, and then we'll let them do their turn. So Baru is on top of their library. All right, opponent's going to go for Sun Titan. Now with Harvest Moon, I'm trying to find the timeline on them. They're pulling up Story of Seasons. But anyway, they started out, I saw it on Game Boy, and I don't know why I was drawn to it. It was just really fun, and yeah, I've always enjoyed them. But yeah, on the 3DSs and stuff like that, man, it just didn't make that transition. But if you want to get into it, I highly suggest Friends of Mineral Town. It's really fun. But if you're thinking about doing it, I would just skip and go to Stardew Valley. I mean, Stardew Valley is what Harvest Moon should have been all these years. So definitely, if you're looking for a good farming game, go to Stardew Valley. That is some good farming gaming right there. Let's go get down Tri-Builder. What we can do with Tri-Builder, since our opponent does have a pretty nice board state at this point right now, is we can put Tri-Builder in front of one of these creatures, declare them up. Actually, we can't because of Grand Abolisher. Creatures or enchantments. So if we want that land, we have to go and crack now. Yeah, let's go and do that. Because I'd like to get that land going on the battlefield. We'll go and sacrifice Tri-Builder. Let's go ahead and grab Swamp, have that come into play tapped. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're actually going to be 1 away from Ishkanah than anything else. We're going to go past turn our opponent. Now, hopefully, if we get into a little bit more mana, we do have Exsanguinate. That might be able to buy us a little bit more time, but our opponent does have a pretty good board state developed. We don't necessarily have to worry about a lot of these little creatures coming across, but with the 6/7 coming across and a 6/6 with Vigilance being able to bring stuff back, that's definitely going to pique our interest as far as finding some sort of way to kind of win the game on this one. All right, opponent does have Path to Exile on top of their library. But yeah, I highly suggest checking out Stardew Valley. It's a wonderful game. A lot of fun, and it's just the fixed version of Harvest Moon. And that's something that Harvest Moon could have done. They could have done just a top-down perspective like that with that old-school Super Nintendo feel, but they never did. Not entirely sure why, but that's definitely a really good farming game. In fact, my wife got into that game, and she played that forever. And there'd be a lot of nights where we'd just sit there, and she'd be playing, I'd watch it, and I'd help kind of plan out the crops and different things like that. And then she would do all the social aspect of the stuff. Because I've always been real happy, like, my enjoyment out of these farming games is like getting the crops going. I always like just, all right, now it's springtime, what are we going to do? We're going to grow some sweet potatoes, different things like that. Figuring out which crops you want to plant, how many farm animals you want to get. So always enjoyed that. All right, we are sitting at 12 total commander damage too. And drawn to Naturalize. Okay, so Exsanguinate's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to put us back up to 21. They're going to go down to 23. We're looking at another swing with Karametra. There's not really much we can do with this Naturalize. Do we want to tap out for a defensive Exsanguinate? We can leave up Ishkanah to just drain our opponent for 4. Pretty much at this point, we just need some sort of board wipe. Now, if we need to get into a board wipe, I'm almost tempted to go for Exsanguinate, simply because Toxic Deluge is one of our outs. So if they end up hitting us for a pretty big swing, it's going to be really hard for us to bounce back on this one. So we're kind of going to tap out for a... not the best play, but we're trying to hopefully, if we're playing to our outs, maybe we draw into Grim Tutor or something that's going to allow us, having this extra 7 life is going to maybe buy us an additional turn once our opponent does swing in. So we're going to go for Exsanguinate. It's going to knock them down to 23. It's going to put us back up to 21, and then we'll keep our fingers crossed that we can get ourselves out from underneath this one. All right, anything else? We're going to go and pass a turn. Oh, and another cool thing about Stardew Valley is that in Harvest Moon, if you've never played the game before, it's a farming simulator, but you're in a town. And back then, they'd always make you play as a guy. So you play as a guy, and then there would be like 5 ladies that you can give them. Basically, the way you try to date a lady in Harvest Moon is like, there's like a guide. You go online, find a guide, and you'll, like, if you're trying to date Karen or something like that, she likes wine, so you give her grapes. You just basically give her an item from your farm every single day, and then very slowly start to kind of warm up to you. And so one of the cool things about Stardew Valley is you can play as a guy or a girl, and you don't have to, if you're a guy, you don't have to pursue girls. If you want to pursue guys, you can. It's just a really cool way that they've kind of set the game up like that one. All right, let's go and go for Satyr Wifeender. Yeah, it's not looking so hot at this point right now. We're going to get that down. More bodies are better than nothing. And then once again, there's nothing really for us to target with Natural Eye, so let's see what we can get for him. Man, I just wish we kind of would have, maybe would have kept that opening hand. I don't know. Maybe we would have gotten lucky drawn into something. We'd have ended up with a lot of mana really quick, but could have gone nowhere too. Let's go and grab Catacombs. Let's go and put that into play. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Now, we can buy a little bit. Actually, no, we need to go for that Ishkanah activation before we pass the turn because of that Grand Abolisher. That's still going to be only draining our opponent for 4. I mean, it's better than nothing at this point right now, but yeah, we'll go ahead and go for that. It's because it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll have just enough mana to go for that. Oh, but actually, excuse me, our opponent just taps out for Rogue's Passage, and they're going to have it. So, yeah, we'll just go and scoop it up on this one. Yeah, I just now forgot they have the 18 total commander damage, so we'll go and scoop this one up. Forgot about that, but yeah, unfortunately that does happen. We did Mulligan down to 5, and we had Delirium online pretty quick, but it's the downside. We use that Damnation to kind of take care of something. It'd been nice to hold on to it late game, but Stone's Heater, especially in a deck like Karametra, untapping a land, I mean, it's just a... you generate a ton of mana off that one. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Atraxa Fungus. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I love it. We've got Temple of Mystery. We're going to keep on this one. We have 3 lands in the hand. We have Spore Mound to get some good saplings going. We do have doubling season, so we can double the number of saplings we get. And then we also have Burgeoning. Do we want to go for Burgeoning at this point? Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and go for Command Tower. Let's go for Burgeoning. And we're going to be able to tap out for 1 green on that one. And that'll put us online for going for Temple of Mystery to get that scry set up for next turn. But yes, welcome to some Atraxa Fungus. Hope you're excited to get your sapling tokens going. It's I love playing this deck. It's always kind of a dirtle fest. It's not really a huge win condition. Let's go and put that on top. Yeah, I like that. Not really a huge win condition for the deck, but other than just getting some really good value going. Let's go and go for Godless Shrine. We'll have that come into play. Yeah, if somehow we can hold on to Bloodstained Mire for Spore Mound, I'd like to do that. Not going to pay 2 life, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We're playing Atraxa, Fungus Squad, Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Then at the beginning of your instant proliferate, playing against Griselbrand. Yeah, we're going to put Bloodstained Mire on the battlefield. Flying, Lifelink, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. Opponent's going to get down a Charcoal Diamond, and then we draw into Hollowed Fountain. How do we want to sequence this one? Let's go ahead and do this. I'd like to get down Doubling Season and then go for Spore Mound. I think that sounds good. Let's do this. So let's go ahead and shock Hollowed Fountain in. Yeah, we're going to pay 2 life. Let's go ahead and activate Bloodstained Mire. We're going to grab a black-green source off of that one. Let's go ahead and grab Bayou. Let's go ahead and go for Doubling Season. Now, the good thing about getting Doubling Season down so quick is that we're at least going to be able to, if we draw into one of our Planeswalkers, I think we have 2 Planeswalkers in here. We have Nissa, the mono green 3 converted mana cost Nissa, and we also have Vraska, the 5 mana with the Assassin token. So, with us having Doubling Season on the battlefield, it's going to allow us to get into spots where if we do draw into Vraska, we can at least get Vraska down and then really kind of start going from there. Now, as far as what else we've got going on, we've got a lot of lands on the battlefield thanks to Burgeoning. So once we get down, now that we have Doubling Season down, simply getting down Spore Mounds really really going to allow us to start kind of amplifying those sapling tokens, and then we at least do have another creature that's going to get those spore counters that we can use to kind of in addition with the Atraxa's main ability of getting that good proliferate going. Okay, our opponent is going to tap out for a Coalition Relic. Alright, drawn to Tropical Island. Let's do this. Let's go and go for Spore Mound. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for Spore Mound. I want to get those saplings going. So we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is just a really good card for the deck. And I'll kind of explain what we've got going on outside of these creatures. Kind of why we're running Atraxa as the Fungus Commander. So it's going to be 2 sapling tokens for us. And then anything else we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Now, like I mentioned earlier with this Pallid right here. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you're going to get that spore counter on it. So that's going to allow us to kind of start amplifying that out with the Atraxa. Thankfully, we have a pretty good sapling engine with Spore Mound at this point right now, especially doubling season on the battlefield. But if you're going to be building a true traditional spore deck, one of the things that you have to have is, you know, get these creatures down, do a lot of spore counters on it. It's really hard to get stuff moving like that sometimes. If you're playing just like I tried to originally build... No, there's no lanes for us to get down. I originally tried to build Slimefoot as a spore counter deck, and it is just really hard during your upkeep to get that stuff going. Thankfully, by using Atraxa as a commander, you get to run some fun stuff in here. We do have Paradox Haze, which gives us an additional upkeep, so we can get an additional spore counter on our saplings, or at least on our fungus creatures. And then outside of that, most of them have some sort of activated ability, like Sacrifice a Sapling. Each creature you control, because it's a fungus, gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So it's kind of a lot of fun stuff like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking at 6 mana at this point right now. Let's go and push in with the crew. That's going to be 5 coming across. I think at this point right now, especially with us having Spore Mound and doubling season, we probably really need to get down Phyrexian Arena. You know, argument could be made for Atraxa or Pallid, but at this point right now, we need to get the card draw going because with Phyrexian Arena and then the the doubling season, it's really going to amplify the number of tokens that we're going to be able to get going. And then anything else is for 3 mana. No, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. But yeah, so most of these fungus creatures, they have some sort of sacrifice, a sapling, and then something happens. So with this one right here, everyone gets a +1/+1 bonus. There's Utopia, which allows us to sacrifice a sapling to add some good mana to your mana pool. And I can't remember the rest of them though, but for at least at this point, as far as the deck goes, it's just trying to see how many saplings you can get going, which makes it kind of fun. We do have Triumph of Hordes in here. I'm not a huge fan of Infect, but when you're playing a deck like we're playing, where it's really hard to kind of get stuff moving, kind of got to run some win conditions that give it just some sort of an extra breath of life or something like that. All right, opponent's going to get down Griselbrand. And actually, if you're wondering, Griselbrand is banned in regular Commander. I'm playing 1 versus 1 Magic Online Commanders. If you're sitting there wondering, how's our opponent playing Griselbrand as their commander, that is why. Just giving you a heads up. All right. Ooh, drawn to Tindershoot Dryad. We do not hit a land, though. Do we want to grab a creature off Growing Rights of Itlamok? We can get down Atraxa that will give Death Touch. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go and go for Atraxa. Yeah, we need to make sure that our opponent's not going to be able to just gain a ton of life and then swing into us. I'd like to get some other stuff down at this point right now, but we need to get Atraxa down. It's going to have that Death Touch, which is really going to matter. Anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We have nothing to proliferate, so we'll just simply just going to kick it over there, and we'll see if we'll be able to survive this Griselbrand swing. All right, opponent's going to pay some life to draw a few more cards. Okay, and then we'll go and let our opponent do their thing. Now, they did go for a Griselbrand activation already, so depending on what they draw into, more than likely they've got 18 cards in the hand, so there's probably at least some piece of spot removal, I would assume, and they've got a really good selection. But you can kind of see why Griselbrand was banned in Commander. You know, you start at 30, 40 life, and you just go for a ton of activations, drawing a ton of cards, and then that's a little hard to bounce back from that. We'll see what our opponent rolls out, though. And they're going to use Duress to take our Growing Rights of Itlamok. And then our opponent's going to go for Ugin. Now, if they end up going for the -5 on that one, that's going to clear our entire board out and leave Griselbrand on the battlefield, which they did end up going for that one. They're going to be able to swing in for 8, which is going to put us down to 18. Now, they don't have... with the Archive on the battlefield, they're getting a ton of card draw off of that too. So they will have to discard down to hand size, but with them using Ugin's ability, we'll probably end up saving them just a little bit of trouble. We might just go ahead and scoop this one up, simply because there's really not much we're going to do to be able to kind of get out from underneath this one. So we'll just go and throw the good game up to our opponent, and then, yeah, because they're going to have to discard down to hand size. They have no... They have no max hand size, and so I'll just save them a little bit of clicking. But you can see pretty much that's what we wanted to get doing with an Atraxa deck. Kind of get doubling season out there, get Spore Mound, kind of get that going. Unfortunately, when you're able to draw like 30 cards, it's a little hard to bounce back from that one. But that's pretty much what the deck wanted to do. So I may kind of splice this onto another video or something like that. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Azor, the Lawbringer, Banhammer. Hope you're excited. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, we'll keep on this one. Got a pretty heavy blue hand, but I like it. We do have Remand. Hopefully that'll allow us to cash in a card draw and stop. Hopefully we draw into another land. That's going to be the main thing. That's the only downside. We don't have either some mana rocks or at least a third land, but hopefully Remand will get us there. And then I'll cover our commanders in just a second. But yes, welcome to the Banhammer, the Strong Arm. And I'll tell you about Brian Longcar here in a second. I always have to talk about Brian Longcar whenever I do this stack. Let's go to get down Seachrome Coast. It'll come into play untapped, and then anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We are playing Azor, the Lawbringer, flying. Whenever Azor enters the battlefield, each opponent can't cast instant or sorcery spells during that player's next turn. Then, whenever Azor attacks, you may pay Sphinx Revelation. If you do, you gain X life, and you draw X cards. All right, so let's see what we're drawn to. Drawn to Supreme Will. This is actually turning out really well. Let's go and get down Tundra, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Play against Thraximundar, or Thrax for short, so I don't butcher the name. Haste, whenever Thrax attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature. Whenever a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a +1 counter on Thrax, which does remind me I need to build Thrax. It's always one of those commanders that I play against, and I forget how potent it is. Remand, yes, I love that. Let's go for that. Let's go for Remand. That'll be blue. Get some pretty good, really set the Banhammer tone for our opponent. Go for the Remand off Darksteel, and they'll be able to be online for Supreme Will to get rid of that mana ramp. Actually, A-okay with that one. Drawn to negate, okay. It's going to get planes down, and then, actually, if we want to go for negate, yeah, let's go and go for Serum Visions. I kind of like that just a little bit better. And that does remind me, I'm going to talk about the 1 versus 1 ban list. Let's go and put, oh man, I like both of these cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go and put both on top. Let's put Dawson on top, and let's go and put Mana Confluence on top too. Anything else, kick it back over there. So we'll be online for negate to take care of that mana rock, and also put us online with that Mana Confluence on top of our library to we can get down Jace and hopefully start digging deeper into our library. But if you didn't see the video, I released it this past Saturday. They released a really big 1 versus 1 commander update. They basically unbanned a ton of cards, which I'm really excited about. Let's go and go for negate. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, excuse me. Take care of Darksteel. And then we'll be able to get down Jace next turn and start hopefully going from there. But yeah, and I'll talk about that update, which I'm really excited about. Let's go and get down to Confluence. Let's go and go for Jace the Mind Sculpt. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And unfortunately, we're going to take 1 life, but that'll definitely be worth it to get Jace going. Let's go and go for the Brainstorm ability. Let's go and put Factor Fiction on top. Let's go and put Monastery Siege on top. And we did make the land drop for the turn, and we're going to go and pass the turn. So, long story short, with the 1 versus 1 commander update, there used to not be a 1 versus 1 commander on Magic Online. So, it was always just basically you played a commander game, just normal commander rules. You started at 40 life, and it was always 1 versus 1 like that. About a year ago, they wanted to make a 1 versus 1 commander format, which is okay with, and they started with that deals 3 damage to each player, and they cannot redirect that to Jace, so I'll definitely take that. But yeah, so they created the 1 versus 1 format, and basically what happened after that is they very slowly started banning a lot of really powerful cards. Like, they banned a few cards initially, and then yeah, that is a bummer. Yeah, they changed the redirect rule. So basically on Magic, they changed the redirect rule to where to where you have to, and it says target. So if it says player, they can't redirect it. So unfortunately, it's not going to take care of Jace. I may go and throw this over into the scrap bin or something like that, or do something else with it. But yeah, I'll go and finish what I was talking about 1 versus 1. Long story short, they banned a lot of really powerful cards over the course of a year. They've completely hit the reset button. They have a ton of access to a lot of really good cards that everyone knows and loves in Commander. So, but if you enjoyed the video, it's pretty good showing Remand into Negate into Serum Visions. I'll take it. All right, bye.